You know those little gambles we take every day? The ones that feel like no big deal? Well, today we're going to talk about one of those, the 5-minute gamble, and what it really teaches us about risk. So when is a risk too small to even matter? I mean, we all ask ourselves this, right? Maybe you're running late. Is that little shortcut really a big deal? That's exactly what we're digging into. All right, so let me introduce you to someone. His name is Ali. He's an international student living super close to his university. And how does he get to class? On his scooter. It's fast, it's easy, it's his daily thing. So one morning, you know how it is, Ali's in a rush. He looks over at his helmet and he has that thought. You know what? I'm only riding for 5 minutes. I'm always careful. I probably don't need it today. And just like that, he leaves it behind. But of course, the road is, well, it's chaos, right? Cars, scooters, everyone's going somewhere. And then, bam, a car right in front of him just slams on the brakes. Ali's heart just pounds. He hits his own brakes and barely avoids a crash. He's okay, but man, is he shaken up. And guess what? That whole close call, it didn't go unnoticed. There's a traffic officer right there at the intersection who saw everything. He waves Ollie over, and the very first thing he asks is, you guessed it, where's your helmet? You can just imagine that feeling in his gut, right? Ali's totally nervous. He tries to defend himself, and his argument is, well, it's focused on the result. He says, but I was careful. I didn't even have an accident. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. The officer, he's not buying it. He doesn't really care that nothing happened. He's focused on what could have happened. And this is where the big lesson really starts. The officer just lays it out with this one super powerful idea. He says that safety rules, they have nothing to do with luck. They're all about risk. And that one sentence just changes everything. So let's break that down. What is risk, really? It's just the possibility that something bad can happen. It's not a guarantee, it's a chance. And that chance doesn't just vanish because you're only going for 5 minutes. And here's the real trap Ali fell into, and honestly, one we all can fall into. He was only thinking about himself. I'll be careful. But when you're on the road, you're part of this huge, unpredictable system. Your safety depends just as much on what everyone else does. The officer then explains the whole point of these rules, and it's pretty simple when you think about it. Step 1, a person wears a helmet. Okay, that reduces their personal risk. Step 2, that act itself reduces the overall danger. But step 3, and this is the key, when everyone does it, it protects the whole community. It's not just about you. So the officer lets Ollie go, just with a warning. But those words, they really stick with him. That one conversation actually starts to completely change how he thinks about safety. Later, he's still thinking about all this, and he's talking to a friend, and his friend says something that really clicks. He says, look, I always wear my helmet, but it's not because I'm scared. And then he says the most important part. It's because I understand risk. Whoa. See, it's not about fear. It's about understanding. It's about making a smart choice because you get that things can happen. And for Ali, that's it. That's the real aha moment. So what happens the next morning? Ollie gets on his scooter, and this time, he puts on his helmet. The ride itself is totally normal. Nothing happens. But something inside him is different. That helmet doesn't feel like a hassle anymore. You know what it feels like? It feels like protection. He actually feels safer. And this is what he finally gets. Safety rules aren't there to get you in trouble or punish you. They're there to reduce what can happen. They're basically a group agreement to make things safer for everybody. So after all this, what's the big takeaway? Well, being careful is good. Of course it is. That's like step 1. But following the safety rules, that's even better. And the reason is simple. It accounts for the one thing you can never ever control: other people. Think of it like a safety net that protects you from their mistakes, not just your own. You know, Ollie's story was about a scooter and a helmet, but this idea is so much bigger, isn't it? It's about seeing how those tiny, everyday risks can actually have huge consequences. So, as we finish up here, I want to leave you with a question to think about. What are the 5-minute gambles that you take? And really, are they worth it?